Welcome back to The Blend. February is Black History Month here in Las Vegas, and the African American community has a unique history all its own in the town.
Our next guests have an in-depth understanding of the history of African Americans in the Valley. They're the owners and publishers of Black Image magazine, Kimberly, Bailey, Tureaud, and Charles Tureaud. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hi, guys.
Thank you.
It's just a pleasure being here.
A pleasure to have you.
It's great. Well, let's start off, Kimberly. You have such an, I have a little...
It's not, I don't know if it's the wire or whatever it is, but somebody's microphone.
We got a little,
it's the usual.
we're making noise here.
That's all right.
Oh my gosh.
Well, let's talk about your upbringing here in Las Vegas. You had an interesting path here.
Yeah. I'm a native of Las Vegas. I grew up here all my life. And my parents came here in '55 because they were going to be performing at the first integrated hotel and casino, the Moulin Rouge.
Wow.
Coming from Brooklyn, New York. I was born a little after that, but I grew up here in Las Vegas, and it's just so rich. And I think people that just come here, they don't realize our history. And growing up here, we have such a rich history, and we try to share that in Las Vegas Black Image magazine with our historic Black History issue that's out right now at Annie Smith's.
I love this cover. Look at these ladies. Yes. Isn't that neat?
The #1 movie, the box office is just really beating out all the other movies, but it's really a wonderful movie about the mathematicians, the African American women that really made it possible for people to go to the moon, go in space because of just their genius and what they did.
Charles?
They represent Black intellectuals, and you know, Vegas back at that time, it was a very small, segregated area, and at that time, people worked together. You had your certain doctor, your lawyer, and your dentist, and they were all there for the community. It was like, come over to the house and we'll take care of it. You know, everyone was close. You know, there was a real close camaraderie, and just the whole attitude of progress was really there, and it was established. And you had certain key families that were a part of that time that made such a big impact. You had certain families like the Career family, you had the Bennett family, the Bailey family, and the Bailey family was almost like the glue, because everyone loves entertainment. They love entertainers, and because there's so much personality and there's so much fun, and people like Sammy Davis Jr.
That was the name I was thinking.
You know, just you know, Frank Sinatra. They all brought so much in terms of just their backgrounds and their level of class and understanding of people, and you know, at their home, at Kimberly's home, they'd be there all the time. And Bob, my father-in-law, Bob Bailey, he was the entertainer, and so with Anna being a dancer and Bob being an entertainer, they were the ultimate entertainment family, and everyone wanted to be in that circle. And that circle evolved around the Bailey house, and so it was an exciting time that I've noticed based on watching the footage and the video. Kimberly spent a lot of time going through photos as a child, and when we met back in '96, Kimberly was sharing all this history with me, and we both thought that it would be great to start sharing these images with people today, so they can be inspired to, you know.
Speaking of those images, let's show off a few. This is so interesting.
Well, I think this image is really impactful. This was back in 1955, and these were the original Moulin Rouge dancers. And you have to understand, at that time, it was Las Vegas was segregated, you know. So,
and they're still here.
Yeah.
This is
really
Carrie. She's still here.
They retired here in Vegas.
And we plan on having them on the show on a future morning blend.
But this is the El Dorado Parade.
Oh, wow.
But this was the first entry for anyone that was African American, was the Moulin Rouge float. So this was very historic for the El Dorado Parade here in Las Vegas. And anybody that grew up here, we all go out to El Dorado Parade. But this was just monumental because it was one of the first.
You mentioned something just in practical terms. You said the town was segregated at that time.
Yes.
What did that mean to performers on the Strip?
Well, yeah. Well, it was very hard, as Sammy would say. I feel a pain because at that time, Sammy Davis, who was like my godfather, and he would stay at our house because a lot of the entertainers couldn't stay in the hotels. You could perform.
They could perform, but then they had to
but
scream.
you had to leave. And there's houses here right now that is exhibit, like the Harrison House, where Ella Fitzgerald would stay, where Sammy would stay. They would perform on the Strip, but they would actually have to go back to the historic West Side that still stands today.
Charles, there's a story about Sammy Davis in a pool.
Yeah.
Kimberly would be the best one for that.
Well, Sammy put his foot in the pool, and I think we heard when we saw the movie about Dorothy Dandridge. She did the same thing. She kind of put her foot in the pool a little bit, but they drained the whole pool at the Flamingo Hotel. Yeah, so it was pretty bad. But I want everyone to know that not just you know, it was a lot of Caucasian people that were helping in this fight. Frank Sinatra, my mother would say that they were at the door of one of the hotels, and Frank Sinatra was sitting at a table with Sammy, and he noticed that there was some beautiful sisters and a few men at
well
dressed
to
get into the hotel. The security guard wouldn't allow them to come through the front door.
Unreal.
But Frank Sinatra went there and he said, "Listen, if you don't let them in the front door, I'm leaving."
We run out of time. I want to make sure that we mention this great event, the 16th annual Tasting Sounds of Soul. Great opportunity to celebrate Black culture. It's happening on Fremont Street at 2 p.m. on February 25th. And you can connect with Black culture in Las Vegas. Pick up a copy of Black Image Magazine.
26th and 25th.
Well, I don't know.
Yes.
25th and 26th.
There we go.
From 11 to midnight.
Yes, there we go. We have the information right there on your screen if you want to find out more. LasVegasBlackImage.com. You can also find a copy of the magazine at your local Smiths. They're also on Facebook and Twitter.